For me, it's Friday evening for you guys, all the way from South Africa. Please introduce yourselves, guys.
Okay, I'll go first because ladies first.
Of
Hi
course.
Okay.
guys, I'm Ilza. I'm one of the co-hosts of Stone Daisies. Our other co-host is lounging there behind Kyle, like a supermodel. We're all the way from South Africa, and thank you for having us.
Oh, of course. It's an honor.
Brandon?
And this is the band members of Joy Club Cassidy Cassidy, one of our local
Okay.
bands. They are amazing, amazing live. They've got amazing music, and we are just gonna give them the floor and let them introduce themselves to you guys.
Okay,
Brandon.
cool. I guess I'll go first. Sweet. I am Brandon Buerta, which is Botha for America, I guess. My anagram, like Jordan here, is Ban Hot Rod. So that's a little bit more exotic than Jordan. Sounds cool. It sounds like a normal name that you would have. Uh, yeah, I play bass. I do some of the music writing, not really one for lyrics. Yeah, and I just
Hi
I'm
guys.
the tall guy. I'm the tall guy. That's always how I'm introduced. I'm always like this high, and the rest is like going like that. So you can single me out like that. Hello from
Wiley?
Mexico. That's so cool. Wow.
I know, right? Say hi to the guys from Mexico, and then we've got
Yeah, man.
another Brian is from America as well. He's also got a
Oh,
couple of
nice.
podcasts and shows and stuff.
Nice.
So we're trying to get as much traffic as possible to help musicians because right now with the COVID, I think a lot of people are struggling, and if we can get more, how do you call what is the word? Supporters. Yes, yes. Sorry, my tongue twisted.
Kylie?
Well,
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes.
Go ahead.
All right, cool. I'm Kyle, Kyle Buerta as well. No relation to Brandon Buerta. I play guitar for Joy Club Cassidy Cassidy, and I also handle the production side for the band.
Carl also does all Stone Daisy stuff. All our posters
Yes.
and videos and stuff is amazing.
I help out with the Stone Daisies. That's cool.
Yeah, multi-talented. Hi.
Yes.
I am Jordan Redback in Joy Club Cassidy. The front, the rhythm guitarist, the main singer. We sing it. Kyle and Brandon, the sing parts, but I'm the writer of the songs.
Nice. So you guys are straight up punk band, eh? And I read a bit about your little profile. It just wasn't very long. We tell the truth and play punk music. Like, what more could you ask for? I guess, right?
Yeah, I try to limit calling it punk because you do the multi punk, I guess. Pop punk. Okay, all of it together. Pick what is known as punk.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
how do I
mute
mute?
myself.
This is the first time I'm listening. There's a little bit of an echo.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't know.
an echo on my.
Yeah, it happens sometimes with no mic. Or
Okay, cool. Okay, no worries.
yeah. Show must go on, right? So tell me a little bit about that song I was listening to just before you guys come on there, Government Lies. Tell me a little bit about that song, man. 'Cause it seems to relate the same over here as it might over there. So.
Yeah, I think you guys have a lot of kind of get it way of just normal and I think over here is the people try to go on from, and then the government kind of gets. Yes, that's the same, but especially, and I think especially for you guys sometimes as well. So yeah, I guess you guys can relate pretty well to that song. It's just basically what the government does. They lie a lot.
No, it's nonstop, man. And since all this shit started, it's been 10 times worse than ever. So when I heard that song this morning, I was like, I put it on twice in a row, man, just so I could hear and like listen to it, right? So it made me smile, made me laugh. You know, it's like, yes, it's the same everywhere. You know, it's not just here, it's not just there, right? So it's kind of comforting to know that everybody's there.
Yeah,
Same
for me
boat,
as well. It's somewhat relating to people as well, so that's really cool.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm clicking buttons here. There we go.
So the echo is gone. What you need to do, if it's not your turn to talk, then just mute your sound, so
Sweet.
then it doesn't echo through all five of us. Because I think there might be a delay because of the distance and stuff. So that just makes it easier, and then the guys can hear better.
Cool.
Awesome.
So where can we find your music? Like, are you guys on all the platforms, or are you guys solely like on Spotify and Bandcamp and such, or?
Kyle, are you gonna?
Somebody.
There's like a stare down happening right now. It's like who's gonna take the question? But yeah, no, we are on every platform that you can think of. We basically just mainly work through DistroKid. So as much as DistroKid can put our content on there, we take that avenue. So yes, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Deezer, fucking TikTok if you want to. I don't really think you would, but yes, YouTube as well. It's where the majority of the stuff is at as well. So yeah, everything you can think of.
Nice. That's good to hear, man, because sometimes you find some bands will limit themselves to just one or two platforms, and it's not how you can do it. You got to be everywhere nowadays, right? So doing a lot of the production, and as you said, Kyle, behind the scenes with the social media and all your fucking videos, how do you find the time to even do all that plus fucking play, you know?
Yeah, so you just leave your day job and then you just try to like focus on everything that.
Still mute. Yeah, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Yeah, so obviously it's definitely it's a task, definitely, but it's quite easy if you kind of like just stay on top of it. So the social media thing is if you at least just like post some stuff. Is he still here?
I think he's having a really bad day.
Shit, that sucks.
So I think you guys can go on. I don't know if we're still live. It looks like we're still live. So I can carry on with what you were saying.
Cool. I was just trying to make sure. But yeah, obviously with handling the social media, as long as you've got something to post, just kind of like reminding the people obviously where they can find your content as well, then I think you're doing the job pretty fine. In regards to kind of like the production side of things, kind of feels like second nature at this point because I've actually been doing it for quite a while. So I guess if we have like a song idea or something like that, I just lay it down into the DAW and it just happens a lot quicker than some might think. So it's really not that big of a process, but it is in the same breath still quite the process to kind of like undergo.
Definitely takes a lot to get used to juggling everything, and then plus you have a real life on the, you know, it's not just music and production, right? So
okay, so you guys have a new album launching. Do you want to tell the guys a bit more about your album, when the launch is, and so on, where they can find it and when they can find it on the platforms and stuff?
Yeah, sure. we're aiming to launch the album. It's a 22-track album. It's way more than what is necessary for there to be on an album. But I guess that is what we're all about. I mean, like Joy Club Cassidy. It's the adding of the more that gets us through the end of the day, I guess. So we're doing a 22-track album, and we're aiming to launch early next year. Obviously, it's hard to say exactly because of the whole COVID thing. I don't really want to mention it because it's like the only thing that people speak about. But yeah, that obviously puts a little bit of a damper in the situation. But we're aiming to launch the album everywhere that we possibly can. And we're trying to do some music videos and stuff for promotion for that as well. But yeah, we'll be keeping everyone posted on our social media as the time goes by, because the album at this stage is pretty much done. We're just sitting on it now.
Wow, 22 songs. That's phenomenal, man. You don't ever hear that.
Yeah.
Imagine producing all of those 22 songs by your loves.
We love you, Kyle.
We're not going to say fuck you, Kyle, today.
I
love you, Kyle.
This show's about love and peace over here, right? Forget all those other haters out there.
It's actually the people that love him that shout fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah.
And I thrive on the hate.
Yes. I seen the shirts, man, and I was like, I gotta ask, what the fuck is that about? It's like a Karen joke.
You said it. Brandon actually said that Kyle is like the male version of Karen. So you just took the words out of Brandon.
And I just want to give like a funny fact. You guys saying that, I had an ex-girlfriend called Karen as well. So the irony just plays into it. There we go.
Full circle, baby.
We'll make another t-shirt that says fuck you, Karen, as well. Then we've got to sing. Okay, so Jordan Redcage, tell us the story behind the 22 songs, because there's a reason that there's 22 songs on your album. It's not just that you guys had too much material and you just wanted to get it out of the way. There's a reason that you guys have 22 songs. Can you share with the guys maybe why and the whole story behind that?
So my birthday is on the 22nd of November of every year. So
no way.
Basically, the number 22 has always been really significant to me. It's popped up everywhere, even when I've tried to not have it pop up everywhere. It's just been a really significant number. And because of that fact, we were, at one stage, we had about 16 or 17 songs for the album. And then we realized, hey, but we're only like a couple of songs away from actually having a 22-track album. And that would be super significant if we could just call the album 22 as well, and then have the 22 songs. And then from there, it just became full circle again. Like the 22 thing is just always going to be like apparent and something to like, I don't know, a little small goal that you can work towards, because I liked it. I got 22 tattooed on me twice. That's how I had one there on my back of my arm, but I could never see it. It's over there. That one. I could never see it, and then I was like tired of other people seeing it, and so I got one in the front as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just to double check, in case you forget your birthday.
No, I just like the way that the number looks, and then I got it twice. So kind of two with the two as well. So it's just always been a really significant number. And then with the songs, they all kind of seem to blend in. There's little Easter eggs in some of the songs that reference some of the other songs, and it like comes full circle with a story about this guy that just went on a journey because life was kind of pissing him off.
That's why I relate to your music so much, because I've been on this journey for 20 years now, right? So
DJ's going to be one of your biggest fans.
Yeah, I'll be
man.
flying over there to see you guys play live for sure.
I've been at their live shows. It's amazing. The energy that the guys put out. You can see that they enjoy it. And it's really amazing seeing them live. If they've got a show again, we'll make you a video and then send it to you, and you guys can post it on your page.
Oh, 100%, man. Anything you guys have that we're allowed to share, send it over, man, and we'll pump it out for you, right? So.
Oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Can you maybe tell the guys what artist influences your genre or the type of music that you guys make? Who influenced that? Is there specific bands, or are you just like jamming your own stuff, or is there some inspiration from somewhere?
No, there's always inspiration from anywhere. I guess if you're living under a rock, you would be the only person to have a unique sound. But yeah, there's always inspiration. I mean, there's the obvious ones like the Blink-182s and the Green Days and the guys that you grow up with. But for me, mostly, I listen to a lot of NoFX. I still listen to a lot of Blink-182, Boxcar Racer, Green Day, you name it, all of the older stuff, actually, because I'm also the older guy in the band. So my influences come mostly from the 90s and earlier, and then the 2000 bands. I believe Kyle and Brandon has another take, because we like to blend it all in together, because they're obviously a bit younger than I am by, I'm not sure, about 12 years, if I'm not mistaken. So around about there. So yeah, I'm the old guy in the band.
I thought it was just the beard that made you look old. I didn't think you were that old.
It's one package. It's a package deal.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna go ahead after the show and send you some of our local punks like FX Mayberry, Crossdog. Maybe give you some new inspiration for some of your newer music after this album comes out.
That would be fantastic. I would appreciate that so much.
But being a bass player there, who were your inspiration? Because there's not really a lot of big bass players. You got like Gene Simmons, you got Lenny from fucking Motorhead, which is my favorite, you know?
Yeah. When it comes to my inspiration, I take basically the whole band in consideration. So I go after the sound that the bass and the guitars and everything is driven to. So I would like, I think I listen to a lot of more rock and roll punk kind of things. So Rise Against, Sum 41, which is like the bass is not that complicated, but it really adds to the song. So I think, yeah, with being a bassist, I don't really do a lot of fancy things. I won't play a lot of like runs and scales and thing. I just trying to keep the foundation solid, because Kyle is amazing at guitar. So he does all of the fillings and adds all these kinds of sounds and atmosphere things that just make up the whole song and make it interesting. I just prefer to stick to the basics, to just keep it straightforward, because at the end, if the bass does fuck up, you will hear it and you will feel it. So I mean, like Conrad, just Jordan, he just follows me, and if we are in unison, then Kyle can basically do whatever you want.
He just walks in.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got a question.
That's a question from the audience, sir. Just come up.
Ooh,
nice. Where
Conrad,
to play?
Jordan.
Name anyone. Kyle, you go first.
Yeah.
Damn. It was the ultimate venue to play. Either, I guess, if we're talking international, then yeah, well, it's a world tour. So I think either Madison Square Garden or Wembley Stadium, just because obviously some of, like Conrad said as well, like our influences and our inspiration that we actually draw from some of those amazing bands like they've played there before. So I mean, it'll just feel right to kind of like follow in their footsteps as well. And who would be the opening band? Opening band for Drake Club Cassidy. Damn. I would make Blink-182 open for us. I don't even care. Yeah, it's just because if they play first, then the people who actually paid for the tickets that came to the show, they're already happy. So then when we start playing and they're not satisfied, they've already came for what they came for. They already got what they came for, so they can just go home.
Including. I mean, for the original Blink.
Yes, with Tom DeLonge. Let me just specify with Tom DeLonge.
Brandon, you.
I have always been a fan of watching shows that took place at Rock am Ring, so the Germany festival. I think I see a lot of great shows at Download and Vans Warped Tour. So I think I'll play at one of those because you get to deal and you get to meet a lot of the other cool bands that you listen to for inspiration. So I think that looks like a really fun festival and cool place to just hang out, even like before the show, you know, just like backstage, you hang out with your bandmates and other bands. You just drink, you smoke, you have fun, and then you just go play a kick-ass show with a lot of people that are there for that exact type of music that you are playing. Because in South Africa, we don't have people enjoying our punk rock scene that much, because like there are maybe 2 bands that are making it, that are playing rock and roll, kind of rock and roll, it's like commercial. And if you're not sounding like them, you are not invited to play at venues, you are not paid. So I think being with our own people, that'll be great. So that is for my venue. And then for the opening band, I have to go with Jordan's big fan, NoFX, because they are simply brilliant and they know how to have fun. It's not serious. Everything is just like it's, you know, you rock up there and you just have a great time. It's not about like having emotional experiences, because you do get those bands that would inspire that. But I feel there's enough gloominess going around. We just need to have fun. That is what especially after the COVID thing.
Oh, yes, of course.
Let me tell you how much fun we have with this guy. So Kyle's brother had a birthday and we had a Joy Club Cassidy show in the Lapa, having fun and just jamming. I mean, it was like a mini festival. So that was insane.
Yeah, I was super fun.
Fernando's got a question. You still have to answer. I'm so sorry, Jordan. Forgive me, please.
It would also be Warped Tour, because I grew up watching my favorite bands playing the Warp. And the second one, I would probably also want to play somewhere in Japan, because I know the people in Japan love punk rock. They love the scene. They love everything about it. So obviously I would love to play there as well. And then obviously I think the band that I would get to open would probably be NoFX or Green Day, because I know Green Day, I've seen them live, one of the greatest live acts that I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of live acts. So
okay, cool. And then we've got Fernando all the way from Mexico. Say hi, Fernando.
Hey, Fernando.
So Fernando, he wants to know, what is the first album that you guys owned? What was the first album that you bought yourself that you owned?
We'll let everybody answer this, even you, Lisa, and myself.
Me as well.
Yes, of course.
Well, mine's going to be horrible. I'm very older than these boys.
Actually, the first album I bought for myself with my own pocket money, I was a kid, and it was on cassette. I bought the Lion King soundtrack. I was in love with the Lion soundtrack, and I used to sing along with each and every song to that cassette tape that I had. So that was my first purchase.
That's punk as fuck.
That is, man. That's hardcore, buddy. Fuck.
I think everybody knows Lion King songs, so you can pretend that you don't know them, Kyle. You know them.
It's got a Lion King shirt underneath that sweater.
He does, he does. Fernando also loves Disney soundtracks, and we were actually talking about Tarzan's soundtrack last night. Well, not Tarzan's soundtrack, but Phil Collins made it, and we got onto the subject of Phil Collins, and that and Spirit with Bryan Adams, that whole soundtrack as well. Brilliant, brilliant soundtracks. It's really brilliant soundtracks.
Very well written, yeah, definitely. Carl, what did you
Punk
buy?
rockers.
Your first purchase.
My first CD that I bought was the Cranberries. I love them. I love them. But I'm a big fan of Elvis as well. And my dad, when I was in school, my dad actually bought me an Elvis CD for Valentine's Day. So I love me some Elvis.
The king.
Who's next?
I'll go Brandon. Answer up, and then we'll swing back down through the bottom here.
Cool. Thanks to my parents growing up in, I guess, the boomer age. I don't know what interval that falls in, but the first band that I was introduced to was Queen, and thank God it was the best of them all. So I went and I got the Greatest Hits album. So it wasn't one of the standalone albums. I wanted all the hits, all the great ones. So it was the Greatest Hits one. I think I'm too young. I don't know. If I'm not too young, I've been living under a rock thanks to this community of mine in Bloemfontein. So I did not buy a lot of albums. But yeah, I'm pretty proud to say that my first owned album was the Queen one.
Very good.
Legendary album.
I was on mute. It's a good album.
I guess I'll try and go next. So my answer is a little bit similar to what Brandon would obviously say. My parents did the majority of my musical education, I guess, like propped me in front of the speakers, and every time I was in my dad's car, there's actually like there's a photo of me as like a little baby standing like upright in my dad's car. It's like holding the steering wheel, but he told me in this photo I'm actually listening to some disgusting like heavy metal that he just put onto it, but I'm just like a little kid and I'm loving it. And I think it was just like, yeah, propping me in front of like VH1 and just like listening to all my dad's music on his computer, all the music videos that he used to have. But I think my first ever album that I bought, like as Conrad described it, with my own money, it was Metallica's like last album. I think it's called Hardwired to Self-Destruct. That was like my first ever one that I just walked into a store, I saw it, and I was like, sick, I gotta have this. And then it's like, I actually have enough money for this. Cool, I'm gonna buy it. And then that's all I listened to. It was a double discer as well. Every time I took the disc out, it was like burning hot because that's all that was playing in my car the whole time.
Half melted.
And yours, TJ?
Oh, Pantera was the first one I bought. Display of Vulgar.
I love Pantera.
Now,
I love them.
My buddy gave me Motorhead a few weeks before that, Ace of Spades for my birthday, and then from there I melted down the ladder, right? Motorhead, Pantera, Slayer, right?
Okay, so Brian,
when the guy gets punched in the face, it always stood out for me. So
So Brian's got another great question. He asked if you could sit down and have a conversation with any musician who has passed on already, who would it be?
Well, I can answer that instantly. It'd be Jim Morris from The Doors.
Mine's Jimi
100%.
Hendrix.
good answer.
Hi, Charlotte.
Oh,
right, you guys
Charlotte,
go
I'm
first.
wearing your shirt, baby. She's the lead singer of Beth X Mayberry. Little plug for her.
Oh, hi.
Okay,
Okay, so I said mine and
cool.
TJ said his. Are we going to start from Kyle and then we go that way around?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
This way.
Start from Kyle.
Eddie Van Halen, most definitely.
Yeah.
Very good answer as well.
Is Mr. Brandon.
Alright. I would like to know what goes on or what went on inside of the head of Kurt Cobain. To be honest.
True
I have
as
to know.
fuck. True as
Like-
fuck. I didn't even think of that.
Like the music that he made was just like, what? Like how? So I gotta know what he was thinking when he wrote those songs.
Favorite Kurt Cobain song?
Oh, I don't have favorites. I really don't have
I actually
favorites.
do.
I
Mine
do
is
too.
The Man Who Sold the World. I absolutely love that song. I love that song. I think it's an insane song. All his music is insane, but that one just makes my hair on my neck stand
I
up
thought
straight. I
that
don't
song
know
was
why I love it.
actually a cover song. I believe that was written.
It is a cover song.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Nirvana did do it. They did do it.
They did
Acoustic
do the
at
version,
MTV
yeah.
Unplugged.
And that's the one, the MTV Unplugged one, that he sits on stage and he plays that.
Yeah,
Brilliant, brilliant.
definitely. Actually, I would have two. I would either have a conversation, would love to have a conversation with Freddie Mercury, because he was such an outspoken individual, and I believe the world could have learned a lot from him. And my other one would be Chuck Berry, because Chuck Berry was the first guy that got me to think that guitar is the coolest thing in the entire world, because of the movie Back to the Future, where Michael J. mimicked playing the Chuck Berry song, Johnny Be Good. And since then, I mean, like, that was just like the coolest thing that I've ever heard. And Chuck Berry just had a way, I think, like, he was way before his time. If not for Chuck, there would not be as much rock and roll today. So for me, it would be those two individuals, definitely.
Some good answers.
Oh, yes.
Good answer.
Fantastic. So, do you guys have the opportunity to book some live shows in the future here? Like, will you guys be hitting the stage soon, or?
Oh, that would be the thing that we've been working towards. I mean, we wanted to go on a tour kind of a thing, and then obviously the world stood still for a while. So our first priority is getting the album out, and then after the album is out, we want to definitely, as soon as there is some form of normality, we want to just come play everywhere. We want to, everywhere that we possibly can play, we want to go and play. Just expose the world to the noise that we're making.
That's fantastic noise, though, man. I'm loving it so far.
You want to bother the neighbors.
My neighbors love it. Kyle's neighbor hates us. Judy. She hates us.
Oh yeah, she fucking hates us. She hates us.
Oh, and they hate. There are metal bands that practice in the same house that she does not care. We, every time, cops every time. I love it. It's so
Fun fact that you didn't or might not have known about Kyle is Kyle does everybody's editing, and Kyle's in 3 bands. He's in Joy Club Cassidy. He's in Higher Wraith that we interviewed in the first episode of Stone Daisies. And
I recognized you.
yes. And then Kyle is also in Human Nebula, which we will also be interviewing and everything. So Higher Wraith and Human Nebula are heavy metal bands, and then they've got the punk band. So Kyle and them are very busy, and they fund all their stuff by themselves. They do not have sponsors that help them. The boys work, have day jobs, and put all their money into their project that they are running, into their album and stuff. So, I mean, that's dedication. You get...
that's the passion. It's like doing the show here. I pay for all my travel. I pay for the streaming. I pay for the website. Like, I work full time to do this, you know, like,
exactly.
So You know, I love it though. I wouldn't have it any other way. So to meet other
what is-
people with that passion and producing such awesome music like yourselves, that's all I ask for right there. You know.
Exactly.
that what you said is all that I personally do this for. It's just, hey, this is a cool song for me. Maybe some other people might think it's cool, and that's it. That's the way that I feel about it.
That's the rush.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, have you guys ever thought about touring Canada?
Oof, I want to live in Canada, dude. I've been trying to go there for the past 8 years. I actually was on my I was on my way to go to Canada to just like go there and try and make it. And then I started this band. And it's like, ooh, I really wanted to do this band for the longest time. So, what better way to get to Canada than with something, not just being Joe Average, you know? Like try and make something. So, for me, that was always the dream. I've wanted to live in Canada my entire life. So, yeah, no, as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm going to second that. Love that idea. Canada rules, the people, the vibe, everything. I just want to live like just outside of Toronto, you know, so that it's like a half an hour away. So you can drive in, you can go experience the city life, but you can also just like be outside, do your own thing, not be bothered. Perfect place, definitely.
That's where I am right now. I'm about an hour north of Toronto, so it's only like a 2-minute ride to the park. I can throw my canoe in the river, you know, putt around and stuff, right? And it's very nice and relaxing, that's for sure. I've lived all over the U.S., like I've lived everywhere and anywhere, man, and I always end up back in Ontario. It's weird.
Well, maybe we'll come and visit you then there. Now we at least know where we go crash if we play some shows.
100%. You guys are more than welcome in my house. We'll cook up, we'll barbecue, we'll go meet other people. It'll be awesome.
So, fun fact about TJ that you guys maybe didn't know is that he is busy building a stage in Canada for a festival that he's holding.
Yes, we're working on
it. Or is working towards and getting bands there to play and everything. Yeah, so that's also very interesting.
Yeah, so our first year, we're going to have a lot of our local bands. I'm going to pull in some from Montreal too, which is only the next province over. But once we get rolling and start getting funding and shit, we're going to have bands from everywhere eventually. That's the goal, right? So,
yeah.
Now, whether this land works out for a long time, if not, I'm in the process of looking for a couple 100 acres if I can, depending on where it is, right? And building my personal house / playground in that sense, right? So we'll see.
Well, good luck on that, dude. Like that would be super cool if you could do that. There's not enough people doing stuff like that, you know, like just trying to keep the scene alive. That's really admirable.
That's my goal. That's where the show started, you know. It's always been about the music and getting it out there, right? So I love finding the local scene from everywhere in the world. It's been a fantastic journey in the last year, you know, so.
Super cool.
Very, very cool. So, you guys, I really, Brian asked, he said, who do you think is the greatest guitar player ever?
For me, it's Mark Knopfler. I know it's not punk. I know most of my answers don't fall in the punk rock category, but Mark Knopfler, because I believe he is the only guy that he speaks through his guitar. He doesn't just play riffs and notes and scales. So for me, it's Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits, for those who don't know.
Luckily,
that intro of that song, Money for Nothing, that's famous, bud. You can't, that's very first note, instantly know that song, instantly want to play it.
Knows that song. Everybody knows that song.
Yeah, no, definitely for me, it's...
Sorry, Jordan.
No.
Go on. Lisa, you have the floor.
Oh, me. I don't know any guitar players. Timmy. I know Timmy, but Timmy plays good and I've seen his stuff and everything. I'm very bad with band members. I usually know the lead singers and what other people tell me. I like the music, so I'll probably tell you I have never heard this song before, and once it plays, I know the words, and I'm like, "Oh, you're talking about this, dude? I like this music." So I'm very bad with that. I know that the drummer from Def Leppard is amazing. I know that.
One, right?
Fact. Yes, yes, and I'm a big fan of Def Leppard, so that's why I know it. And the guitar is it Kurt Cobain playing the guitar, or is he just singing?
Oh
the
yeah, he
melody?
played.
Guitar as well.
If he's playing it, then that's definitely my favorite because that song just stands out for me every time somebody says guitar. I just think of that, and when it starts playing, because it's also one of those songs that first note you can hear it, you know immediately what song it is. You immediately know, so that stands out for me.
Good
Cool.
answer.
I
Kylie?
guess I'm second in the list if we're going left way. I don't
Might
know
as well.
how. Okay, cool. To me, I've always been listening to the works of Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold. Just because he went, if I'm correct, he studied jazz and classical guitar. So he knows a lot about guitar, and if you go look at his solos or listen to them, you find a little bit, not just a little bit, you find a lot more than your normal like sweeping, but a little bit going up and down the scale. You have like really slow solos that you can hum it back, and that's how you know it's a great solo. It's the same with Brian May. You can take any Queen solo and you can hum it back to the person asking you, and that's to me Sinister Gates, because he plays in such a he plays in a metal band, but he knows the jazz guitar, he knows the classic guitar, and then he interprets that and he uses that to write his metal solos, and that's why they come out so beautifully. Like, you can really listen to it. You can even go make an a cappella piece about it. So it's a great to listen to.
I usually sing the guitar solos when he's playing, you know. Yeah, right.
Mr. Kyles.
You guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. In kind of like direct correlation with the question, like Brian, if you were actually listening to everybody's answers here, it kind of like explains it like that. So I would say there is no greatest guitar player ever. That's not a thing.
Fair enough.
Because each guitar player targets something different. It's either somebody's very good and fast and very articulate and very clean, or somebody, like what Conrad's saying, is just a fucking master of tone. So that when, what TJ also said, when you hear Money for Nothing, you already clocked that this is fucking Mark Knopfler, this is Dire Straits. It's either somebody can be super iconic with just one note that they play, how they play it, the tone they select to play it with, and then you get people that are absolute shred gods, but there's no fastest player ever. It just targets something different. So you can name all of these like amazing guitar players because they're amazing, but only in their own right. So this guy's good at this, but this guy's good at this, and it's not the same thing. So you can kind of like, you can't pin them. It's like putting apples and oranges, that kind of thing. So yes, favorites do exist. I would admit, because I do have my own favorites, of course. But I would say just the thing with like the most greatest guitar player, it kind of has to go in some form of like more iconic guitar playing, like Brian May from Queen. If you would hear that sound, you would immediately know I'm listening to a Queen song because of that like octave playing that he always does. It's his signature, you know, that kind of thing. So I think there are a lot of icons, but there's no greatest player ever. I would say.
Nice.
That's a great answer. I don't even want to answer now because I can't follow that up with an answer.
I'm so glad I went before Kyle.
I know, man.
The only reason why it sounded so fucking rehearsed is because I've been having this conversation so many times with all of my other guitar friends. Like, we're always like, this guy's the fucking best. What are you, crazy? Like, Dimebag Darrell with his fucking whammy bar. Like, it's just hard because it's subjective. Everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah.
So it's never good.
Very true.
I'm a big
But yeah,
fan of
TJ,
Eric Clapton when it comes to non-metal players, right? The way he picks and plays.
Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, John
Amazing.
Mayer, fucking B.B. King,
Amazing.
all the blues cats.
Have you guys ever heard of Dan Patlansky? He's a South African blues player. That guy's music or his guitar playing is it's on point. Eh? It's really on point. It's some
Very good.
insane music. Insane music.
If I could talk about Dan Patlansky, I would compare him to, he's the South African Eric Clapton. That's how I would say that's who Dan Patlansky
Oh, wow. You have to send me some of his music, please, so I can try and reach out to him.
I will definitely do that. He does quite a bit of, or he used to before the lockdown at TheBoneYard, which is like a kind of, I don't want to say a show like a festival or something, but it's like a
It's a theater, yes. Like Conrad said, it's
a
a theater.
venue, and then
Like
they've got
a
him there, and
venue,
they've got the chairs and stuff that you can sit there. But his music's amazing. I think he's rated second in the world with his blues, second or third. That one of the music fifth, yeah, somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to say, but he was rated top. He's really, really excellent. I'll send you some of his stuff. His guitar playing is excellent. Eh?
Oh, awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I'll listen to that while I'm cleaning up my mess from this morning and cooking breakfast.
So I don't.
Is there anything we didn't cover today? You guys got any other news you want to tell us, or put another plug in with your stuff and where we find it, where we buy it, and where do we get those fuck shirts, man? I want one of those too.
We're gonna start exporting the "fuck you, Kyle" shirts. There's a lot of Kyles in America.
There is, right?
Well, there's a lot of Kyles all over the world.
You know what? We'll make a plan, and then we'll send you like a promotional pack of like 20 or so shirts, and then you can do with it as you please.
Oh wow, man! Then I will do the same. I will send you a bunch of Boneyard shirts, and you guys do whatever you need to do with them. Right? Wear them up, give them to the old lady, whatever.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's an honor, man. You guys are fantastic. And, you're welcome on the show anytime you guys have a bit of time. We'll arrange something a little less short notice, you know. But
super, like I said, that's super punk rock. Like, it's such an honor to be asked in the first place. Like, anytime that you need us to join on anything, we would be honored. From my side, I just want to say, Ilse as well, thank you so much for asking us. We love the opportunity just to chat with people from around the world, especially now. I mean, I think it's important now that everyone is so disconnected that we stay connected in some way. So my final message from Joy Club is, if you like our stuff, go support our stuff. If you don't like our stuff, still do it. I mean, it doesn't fucking cost you anything. Just clicking a button. It doesn't mean anything to you anyway, narcissist person that I'm talking to.
Just putting it out there, fucking haters.
Just putting it out there. You know, there's enough haters in the world running the world anyway. So let's keep the world a loving place. I just say, like, at all our shows as well, at the end, is like, just go out and love each other, you know? Like, obviously social distancing, love each other, but still love each other. Look out for each other. We are
I fucking hate that greeting people with my elbow, I'm telling you. Because I'm used to high five. I'm actually so bad at this social distancing that I got a warning at work for hugging one of my friends.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm bad for that too, though. I'm very huggy and shit, you know. I shake hands and very social like that, right? And Yeah, it's been hard.
It's difficult for social creatures that like hang out in groups like us. We always do things together.
Mhm.
So, and now suddenly you're not allowed to greet with a hand, and you're not allowed to hug, and you're not allowed. And I think people strive on compassion and socializing. I mean, we're social creatures. I think that's why a lot of people connect over music. It's a like a universal language. There's so much we can do. I mean, we can create awareness for the small, or well, not small guys, but smaller guys in South Africa with the footprint that we are trying to get, and in turn do the same for our guys on our side. I mean, that is what we want to do, create a network of different genres and people where they can come together. I mean, and everybody can help everybody. I mean, maybe somebody sees Joy Club and they really want them to open for them, because that's how these things work. The more traction you get and the more followers you get and everything, the more we can help everybody to get their passion and their music and all that out there. And that is the main focus of me and Eileen's podcast and your podcast, and even Brian and them's podcast. It's just getting the guys out there, getting them the exposure to help them live their dreams and stuff. So that's why for me it was an honor interviewing you guys last night. I mean, it was really an honor for us. And even now, I mean, I phoned you like an hour before the interview and I said, guys, are you willing to do this? And I appreciate it, and TJ appreciates it. We really appreciate you guys for taking time and just enjoying this interview with us. Thank you so much.
And to me, you guys, just as much.
It's really fun.
Above and to just do this.
And I think both podcasts would like you on as soon as you guys launch your album, so that when you guys launch, you've already got that jump that you need for that, so that we can get this off the ground and you guys can get Blink 182 to open for you. When you play all these huge festivals.
Yes.
One day.
You'll just see me, like, if Blink 182 just opens for us, I'll be like standing on the side of the stage. Play all the small things, Matsky, but do it right now.
I want to hear it.
I like
that's awesome.
Alkaline Trio. Just saying.
I don't know, TJ, is there anything else that you want to know from the guys?
No, shit. You guys covered everything and beyond, man. It was fantastic talking to you gentlemen today. Thank you so much, Lisa, for hooking us up with the band today. And I know we will be working together a lot more in the future. We already have some plans for some behind the stuff, but we haven't announced yet.
Yes, we do.
We're getting there. It's almost time, but not yet. We'll let the people know later.
Almost in divine timing. Everything will happen when it's supposed to happen.
No, exactly right. So I'm excited to the future. I'm looking forward to this new album, bud, and maybe, just maybe, I might be able to fly over for the opener and we cover it live for you.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Maybe.
You'll definitely have a place to stay, so don't stress about that. Everybody will make a plan between all of us to.
Yes. Have you both you guys come here one time? I'm gonna come there. Like, let's do it and make it happen.
Let's just have fun and listen to music. What's a day job?
Yeah, fuck the day job, right? Fuck the government. We'll go to Disneyland. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us. I don't know if the guys, I'm not sure if you guys told them that your new album's name is Run It.
No,
and
that's just thing.
Is that just a single?
Yeah.
Yes, the album will be 22.
Oh yeah, you said, sorry.
Yes.
Awesome,
That's
but
right, I
Run
got
It
you
is also
covered.
an amazing song. And then the boys have got another song, it's Anti-Fan. So tell them a little bit more about Anti-Fan. You told the story the other day, Conrad, on how you got to this song, how quickly you wrote Anti-Fan.
Okay, so with Anti-Fan, there was this chick in the crowd at one of our shows. One of my other friends actually dared her to shout profanities at us while we were playing because he thought it fazed me, like kind of put me off of my game or whatever. And then there's this chick in the crowd shouting like, fuck you, you guys suck and whatever. And I'm standing there just mesmerized at this chick like, who is this? I want to know everything about her, and she's the coolest chick in this whole thing. So for me, it went the other way. I didn't find it off-putting at all. And so I went back home that night, and I just basically wrote the entire song, Anti-Fan, about this chick. I mean, basically yelling profanities at us.
I was actually spending the night at Conrad's place, and I was sleeping in the next room, and he comes and he just wakes me up. Hey, listen, does this sound cool? And he's just playing me the riff, and I was like, dude, let me just wake up, please.
That's Anti-Fan.
And it's a catchy tune. It's really a nice song. It's really a nice song.
Thank you.
I like it. Looking forward to 22 coming out, and then looking forward to having you guys again on Stone Daisies, maybe on some other platforms. We are busy working on that for you guys as well. So,
and once again, you're always welcome here in the Boneyard. Anytime you guys want to come back, if something happens, I'll always get a hold of you guys first from now on and make sure,
TJ, thank you so much, man. Thank you, Ilse. I think I accepted your friend request on Facebook, TJ. So I'll also send you stuff as time goes on. And Ilse, obviously, I'll be seeing you around. Thank you so much for last night as well. And also, like, I'm going to be one of those guys to thank my band as well for actually also, like, being up and ready for anything. So thank you, Brandon, and thank you, Kyle. Thank you.
You know what? You are very
thank
welcome.
you. Thank you so much, dude.
No, thank you guys. I love you so much, and you guys are the best.
You are a lovely
dude, I love
you.
You can just feel the chemistry between them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotta get a shirt that says "fuck everybody else but Kyle."
You're Kyle's favorite now.
Yeah.
You guys, are we done? Do you guys have anything else that you want to share? You've got the floor. Give it your all. Kyle, anything that you would like to share?
Yeah, the only thing, it's not really anything major, but just if you guys keep an eye on our socials and everything like that, we are definitely planning on releasing more singles, obviously leading up to the major release of the entire album. We're not going to try and drop all 22 songs at one time. We're going to be picking a select few of like singles to just tease you guys the right amount. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. We're going to be releasing some like videos to go along with it. We're basically just making this entire album for nobody other than like the people that are going to be listening to it. So whoever listens to it, we're putting all of this like hard work, sweat, and tears just to make you guys laugh, like cry, just like it's for you. It's a product for you guys. So if you guys love it, then we love it that you love it. So just keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Mr. Brandon?
Don't play Resident Evil 7 alone because it's fucking scary. And Jordan and I finished it the other day. Holy shit.
I gotta write that one down because
please do it.
We still need a Mortal Kombat tournament between a bunch of us, eh?
How do we do that? Let's make that happen. We'll talk more about that backstage. We don't want to reveal all our secrets today.
Yeah, we have to.
You know, you guys play it loud, play it proud here in the Boneyard. And, go ahead. You're good to talk.
Yeah, no. That's the final thoughts, like I said earlier, like, please just go and support everyone, not just us. Every single band that you can find, even if you, like, don't even listen to it then. everyone. Like, just click like on every single band in the world, and then everyone will get a chance. You know, just love music. Without music, we would be nothing. That's my final thought. And yes, I also second the Resident Evil thing. Don't play shit like that alone.
Yeah. Don't eat raisins. Raisins are terrible. All right, on that note,
But yeah,
I'm going to take us backstage and play loud, play proud, people. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we have fucking Dead Man's Prophecy, who just won the Montreal Metal Band Off. I was just down there last weekend partying it up with them.
Wow.
So they're on the show tomorrow night. I think it's 7. I'll post what time it is later. So, all right, on that note, play loud and play proud.
Thank you very much. Have a nice